Hello, I'm Pastor Len Smith, interim pastor at Shepherd's Heart Fellowship in Osceola, Indiana. Today I'm going to share a few jokes and quips from a book called Holy Humor by Cal and Rose Samra. And just a disclaimer, even though in this book it mentions people of different denominational and faith backgrounds, it's all meant to be in good humor and not to be critical. The first one I'm going to share says, in some Christian theologies, the rapture is the bodily ascent of the saved into heaven just before Armageddon. A Pentecostal preacher assured his flock that they would be the first to be taken up in the rapture because the gospel declares the dead in Christ will rise first. Pastor Denny J. Brake of Raleigh, North Carolina, observes the reasons people give for not going to church may also be used for reasons for not going to bars. For example, I stopped going to bars because every time I went there, they asked for money. I stopped going to bars because the bartender was the only one who spoke to me. I stopped going to bars because some of the people who go to bars are hypocrites. I stopped going to bars because they don't sing the kind of songs I like. I stopped going to bars because my dad made me go when I was a kid. And finally, I stopped going to bars because you don't have to go to bars to be inebriated. The English poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge was entertaining a visitor one day when the conversation turned to children. I believe, said the visitor, that children should be given a free rein to think and act, and thus learn at an early age to make their own decisions. This is the only way they can grow into their full potential. Coleridge interrupted his visitor and said, I would like you to see my flower garden. The visitor took one look and exclaimed, Why, this flower garden is nothing but a yard full of weeds. It used to be filled with roses, said Coleridge, but this year I thought I would just let the garden grow as it willed without my tending to it. This is the result. That comes from Apple Seeds via Reverend Brian Kavanaugh. This is a saying from Dorothy L. Sailors. The people who hang Christ never accused him of being a bore. On the contrary, they thought him too dynamic to be safe. It had been left for later generations to muffle up that shattering personality and surround him with an atmosphere of tedium. We have very efficiently pared the claws of the Lion of Judah, certified him meek and mild, and recommended him as a fitting household pet for pale curates and pious old ladies. Thank you for listening. We appreciate the opportunity to share a little bit of holy humor with you every week. And we also invite you, if you're in this area at any time, to attend one of our life application classes here at Shepherd's Heart Fellowship that begin at 9 a.m. We have classes for all ages, and then we have worship at 10 a.m. So thank you for listening, and please share some humor with someone else today.